Bears, so we are going to talk about the last part of solving inequalities, and that has to do with when a fraction is your coefficient. So like in this case, we have 3/4 x plus 4 is greater than 8, and we want to solve for our x value. So the first thing that we will do is we'll draw our line straight down the middle. And after that, we solve this just like we normally would. So we would still take if this said 3x plus 4 is greater than 8, we would subtract 4 from both sides. I'm going to make my thing a little bit smaller. So we would take away 4 from both sides. Plus 4 and minus 4, those equal 0. So we are left with 3/4. Sorry for my handwriting on here. X is greater than 8 minus 4 is 4. All right, so once you get to this step, really there is one kind of process that you should do, which makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to show you why that process works first. So let's say that this was 3x is greater than 4. In order to solve for x is being multiplied by a number, so we would need to divide by that number. The same thing is happening here. So we still have 3/4 times x is greater than 4. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So we would divide by 3/4. Divide by 3/4. Those would cancel. We are left with x is greater than, because our sign does not change. And 3/4, we need to divide 4 by that fraction. So in order to do that, 4 needs to turn into a fraction. We make that 4/1 divided by 3/4. Now, we know when we divide fractions that we can't do that. We need to keep switch flip first. So we will keep 4/1, switch to multiply, and change that to 4/3. Now, we can multiply straight across, and that'll give us our answer. So the reason I said there's kind of one process that we would do first is because we want to get to this step without kind of having to do any of this mess or this part up here. So in order to do that, let me get my large eraser here. So instead of dividing by our fraction, so I'm going to erase that, because again, we want to get to 4/1 times 4/3. So anytime that you have a fraction, instead of dividing by the fraction and then having to go through the process of keep, switch, flip, we're just going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. So we're going to multiply this side by 4/3. And we're going to multiply this side by 4/3 as well. These 4's cancel to 1. These 3's cancel to 1 as well. We are left with x is greater. And now all we have to do is 4/1 times 4/3, which is where we ended up in that first step. So we end up with 16/3. You can make that a mixed number, you can make it a decimal, or you can leave it just as an improper fraction. It is up to you. So that's kind of the process we use when we are dealing with these fractional coefficients. So you guys have a few slides to work through today. If you do not remember how to solve a one-step inequality, a two-step inequality, those videos are on this assignment. Be sure to check them out. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, be sure to let me know, and you guys have a wonderful day and a great weekend.